doing a session for a client, so I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in exploring a session with me, please come visit me at my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. All right, I'm going to read the goals and get started. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you today. And thank you so much for sharing with others. Okay, I can't wait to see what comes up. So you say, I'd love to meet my spirit guides and receive messages from them. Any spirit guides, angel guides, alien guides, soulmates, ancestors, or my higher self. Anyone who would like to come through. Thank you so much, Abby. Okay. Interesting. It's almost like a blank screen. I don't know what it means entirely yet, but I'm going to relax now and get started. Thank you so much again for the opportunity. Can't wait to meet your spirit guides, angel guides, alien guides, ancestors, higher self, whoever wants to come through. All right, here we go. Spirit guides. Let's start there. Oh. It's interesting because I am going to find them, and the echo that comes back is not me going to find them, me sitting still, they come to me. Okay? And there's a discomfort with this. So when the guide energy is coming to me, there's like a feeling of a drill going into my third eye, but it's not painful. It's almost like something is pushing it into my third eye, and it's kind of circulating as it goes in. You know what's interesting? What if you don't have to go to your spirit guides or go find them? Obviously, our guides are always with us. We don't have to go find them. Because of the way reality is for us, we have to go to the store. We have to go to work. We have to go to daycare. We have to go places. But what I'm being shown here is to remind you, you go nowhere and your guides come to you. The next scene is peculiar. I see you're sitting on a chair. Excuse me. And there's like a rectangular prism. It's glass. It surrounds you. So you're animatedly talking, like you're having a really good conversation on the phone or something like this. There's something missing. This box is to keep out, okay? So you're on the inside, nothing else comes in. You have the phone, safe, useful tool for making connections that are at a distance, right? So then the connection isn't walking through your walls. There's something to this, okay? I'm going to break down your walls. I want to see what you do. I feel like this is a very potentially uncomfortable thing. You're pretty confident. You see me, and you're pretty confident that there's nothing to be concerned about, as though I cannot break down your walls. You're very confident in yourself, And you're kind of echoing to me that the walls are clear so you can see in every direction. And if there's anyone that wants to come to talk to you, there is a distance. You don't want anybody coming to talk to you and to touch you, basically. You don't want to feel anybody come into your space, into your bubble, so to speak, and be close enough to actually touch you. And that's what echoes to me, okay? I remind this you that what you've created here is made out of insecurity. Any energy that's made out of insecurity is extremely fragile. And there is a divine time, there is a calling. That's why I'm being presented with this by your guides. There's a divine time that it's time for you to be aware of this. It's time to let this go, okay? You 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 do. You hear me, you flip out actually. You instantaneously kind of implode inside yourself and a scarier face comes out. And it reacts immediately, viciously. I say thank you. Thank you for exposing that because that's the part of you that needs to feel reassurance, needs to feel safety and security. That's the part of you is that is afraid when the walls come down. So we need to support that part of you, okay? I see that what appears to me like a telephone booth as I'm breaking the walls down and going towards the vulnerable you, I'm shown a very massive space, a very large place. And there's a bit of a sad and eerie feeling about it, okay? It's as if you don't want anybody to know how you really feel deep down inside, is kind of what this is like. So you have this boisterous presentation, you've got your cell phone, your great conversation, and now we see the walls, okay? I show you the walls, we talk about this, what this means. That makes you uncomfortable, and that you comes out. So as I'm going to nurture that you, I'm taken to an unresolved, massive unresolved place where there's a lot. It's a big place, and it feels like a place you don't want anybody to know about, or you don't want anybody to access, potentially not even your guides or angels or all the love that there is for you. You this would be something you wouldn't even want them to be able to touch. And we'll try to find out why that would be, what this is about, okay? So let's see what comes next. Okay. There's a lot of unresolved in your solar plexus, and it's hardcore, okay? And it feels like let's say let's say you're a hard worker, okay? Hard worker wants to get things done, doesn't want to just get things done, wants to get things done right. Wants to have something that they can smile at the end of the day, nod and say, I did a good job, right? So, what if that was instilled at a young age that this is the right way to live life? Sounds like a good way to live life, right? But if you aren't doing it to the right caliber, let's say your parents have a certain expectation, something like this, certain expectation of what is good. You got to do it at this level. You got to do it at this level. And if you can't do it at this level, then you could be belittled, you could be put down, you could be shamed in some way, okay? as though that's kind of like the cracking of the whip to get you to do it that way next time. I need it to be done this way. If you can't do it this way, then we're going to shame you or something like this. It's what this is like. Now this behavior has been adopted. Instead of having somebody out there to shame you, you can shame yourself, okay? And so it continues. The cycle continues. You don't need the parents to support that. You can do that to yourself now, okay? You can do it to yourself. And I see that you have kind of this evil dictator in here, and the evil dictator has no problem shooting people in the head, okay? That can't do it right. And there's thousands. I mean, there's 1,000, but then as I say, there's 1,000. There's like there's like thousands of yous who are having to step up to the task, and if they can't do it right, bam, gun into the head. Okay, they collapse. Good riddance. Don't need them anyway. We only want the best of 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 the best on our team. And there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of more coming. Okay. Why do you have so many? Why do you have so much of yourself? What is your work like? What is it like to keep up with your life, your work, yourself? Is everything have to be the best of the best of the best? Always striving to be at the top? And then where does the top ever end? Like you strive to be at the top. Now you reach that top, but now you've got to strive to be at the next top, right? Is there a place where you don't have to be better than this place? You don't have to be better than this, ceiling, right? You can just, once you reach this, you've reached it. You instantly react to me like, in my face. And you say, what's the point of life if I don't want to better myself? Why would I ever just set the bar and then that's as far as I go? Why would I ever do that? And then I can't better myself anymore. I just set the bar there and then there's nothing else to do. You're like, that sounds so dumb. Like you're just like, I'm a fool for even expressing this, okay? Idea. I mean, it's just simply an idea. It's worth thinking about, exploring. So I'm going to create the bar. And I'm going to put the bar way down there. You already reached the bar plenty enough times. I'm going to put the bars beneath you. All this, these people that keep coming, these versions of you, and the evil dictator with the gun, they start to turn into like a liquid, really. Like liquidy skin, and then it starts to mist everywhere. Everything's quiet. And they kind of blow away in the mist, and it's just all evaporating kind of thing. And then there's a single you standing here in a really massive, like, underground place. Single you seems to be the mastermind. And this you is young, like, very young, like 8 or 9 years old, okay? But she has the mastermind of somebody you don't want to cross. Not only because she is quick-witted or she is extremely intelligent, but she's ruthless, okay? Just because she looks young or looks like a child, don't think for a second that makes her innocent, okay? She's already talking to me. She shows me some things. One is that beneath the surface is the biggest gun of them all. But she says there's no point because I know why you're here, she says. She says that her work is complete. And this is the most interesting inner child I've ever seen because inner child are soft and sweet. They're delicate, they're pure, they're creative, they're colorful, they're laughable, they're adorable, they're their pains are very innocent. Their pains, their wounds are, their traumas are very, like you just want to hold them, you know? She is like an aged, hardened soldier. She is like, she is very strong. She has a very strong defense system. She's she represents defense. She's defensive. As in she could be defensive, but she's also hard to break. She's hard to break down. She's got a strong defense in her stance and her demeanors and the way that she stands up to the world or stands up for herself. And she, I don't know how or why or what, was trained to be this way. And she's been leading the inner use for a long time now. And she is relieved that she can stand down. She was told, her instructions say, or it says that there will be someone that comes who will relieve you of your position. Until then, you must remain strong. You must remain like this. Two things happen now. She says, that means that I'm done. She takes the gun then and shoots herself in the head with it. But then the other side is she doesn't do that. She just doesn't know what her purpose is anymore. If she has no purpose, then she is dead. It's kind of what she's saying. I'm just sort of like, okay, most people, when they decide their purpose is complete, they find a new hobby. This is maybe there's something else out there for you. Maybe this isn't all there is, wasn't ever, will be for you. Maybe you need to expand a little bit. She's still trying to dictate. She's still trying to figure me out. She's still trying to overthink things. So I'm just slowing her down and moving her back many steps in time. There's no moving forward. You need to step back. It's like you need to take a vacation. She screams and says, you'll be nothing without me. I echo that I'm here. She was given instructions that she can stand down now. She has no idea what to do. I say, why don't you ask your higher self? Why don't you ask your spirit guides for guidance if you don't know what to do? So she stops looking at me and she sits down. She's wearing light blue jeans and kind of a teal colored sweater with some green in it. She's about 40 feet away from me at all times. The message she receives is that she is meant to be a child and she is meant to play. She is meant to finger paint and things like this. She says that, how do you expect me to finger paint after all this? How do you expect me to just be a child now? And she is you, okay? She is you, therefore, you as her are communicating with your higher self and your guides, okay? And your guides are saying, you're not at war. There is no fight here. There's no need to be on the defense. Bring your energy back into yourself. It's time for a new way. Seems to me like your conditioning and how you have gotten through life has not given you an opportunity to really experience. I mean, I feel a lack in nurture, okay? And there's no time for that anyway, right? And we have nothing to do but keep doing better than this all the time. How dare you set the bar low? So the whole point is to step back, to slow down. You don't have to be tough and ready for war. Every single day is the next battle. To be strong, to get through that day, to overcome that day and anything that comes up, to be the best and the strongest that you can be. When you stop that behavior, beneath the surface of that, I see a lot of time that you didn't have time for you. A lot of time where you didn't have anybody that made time for you either. Beneath the surface, I see the only person was you, that was there for you. I see that. As I talk about that, I feel your solar plexus is opening up. It's almost like you wouldn't have time for emotions either. So this feels I ask you, why was it when I was reading your goals, it felt like I was looking at a whiteboard and there was nothing on it? Why is it that when you want to receive messages from your guides, no matter who or where or what those guides are, right? I just saw and experienced a whiteboard and there's no sound. There was nothing on it. What does that mean to you? Very stubborn and you're not able to let go of anything too easily when it comes to this type of change. Or returning to the walls and, like the telephone booth and the cell phone. And you hear me, you are actually saying, okay, teach me how to stand down. And I hear your inner child say that. And suddenly, a lot is pouring in here. All these walls are so brittle. But everybody that's been there for you has respected those walls. Because they respected you. The walls are like easily like rippable like paper. And all different kinds of beings. And not all of them look safe, to be honest. Like, some of them look like demons. But no matter what their face looks like, their body size, shape, each one of them is someone that you your soul knows that you impacted their life, and they are here to impact yours. And you don't want them to. You don't want them to. And I don't know if it's because you're strong enough for yourself. You don't. It would be almost like so many others out there just go live your life. I got this. Live your life or go help somebody else. That's kind of what you emanate. You feel very uncomfortable when many beings start to surround you, because you don't know how to present yourself to them. You don't know what kind of face or what kind of smile or what kind of gesture or what kind of. It's almost like you're trying to decide how to be based on how you interpret their personality. It's a very empathic thing to do. It's almost like empaths are kind of energetically analyzing you, and then their personality can become appropriate for how they energetically analyze you as a gift of love. It's just that empathic people are like that. So I see you doing this, okay? And it's actually very embarrassing that you can't keep up with it, or you're not able to do it. And so if you can't do it, you don't know how to communicate properly. It's almost like you can't find any of the right words. I feel how emotionally real this is, how loud this is. We're gonna have to do this again, because I see that the walls are down. This deep place, that's your secret place, right? The walls are down. I see just lots of beings, all different kinds here. And there's still distance, like 40 feet of distance on all sides. You don't let them come too close, okay? You are in control, okay? And so we need to go through this again. And I say, do you want your guides to come closer? Because if you're ready to work on this now, you need them to come closer now. Something happens that I didn't expect. And you start to let them come closer, but you start turning into many saw blades. And you kind of, it's almost like you've been hurt by people. So even for them to take one step closer on all sides, you start to become violent, basically like saws. Literally start sawing them to pieces. You start screaming, and you insist they're going to hurt you. It's how you react to that. And this really shows how hurt you've been in your life. You start to become kind of a deformed thing, an ugly thing. You're supposed to be defined as ugly, an ugly thing. And you're too ugly to be seen. You can't let anybody see you looking so ugly. And I ask you, what makes you ugly? It isn't you that makes you ugly. It's how hurt you've been. And the hurt is ugly. And you're full of hurt. Therefore, you are ugly. because you are full of hurt, and the hurt is ugly, therefore you are ugly. I say these are your friends, though. Are you going to let them decide whether they believe you are ugly, or do you want to hear their opinion? Just a minute. There's a lot of energy movement here. There's still more. It's like it's in the throat, and it's stretching and yawning. Is it exhaustion, or is it just new energy flow? I mean, it needs to stretch out as well. What next? That's okay. There's a being here that's made out of gold. It has very long, skinny legs, kind of like bird legs in a way, like a big bird or something. It has really tall legs, like 10 feet tall legs, and they're made out of gold. And it seems to be a bird of some kind. Yellow feathers, yellowy feathers. You're not allowing yourself to be enjoyed by others. You're not allowing yourself to enjoy your guides and be enjoyed by your guides. Because it's a control thing. Major work on your heart, major work on your heart, on your solar plexus. I will tell you, this is a very, you need to start opening your heart. I want to find a way to define what this means, okay? When I say open your heart, I want to define that better for you. Okay, so here you are. There's this tall bird man, and we have to return again to the concept, do you want this? Can this birdman step forward here? Can this birdman come closer? It's overwhelming, but yes. You say yes. And the reason this bird is so tall is to remind you that you need help. Like, it's okay. You're not. It's like what human can live for all humans and all spirit guides and all angels? Like, what human can live for every single thing in existence? You be you, and let everybody else be everybody else, and let everybody else decide if they want to meet you or spend time with you or talk to you. It's like your guides are, there's many beings in the universe. I mean, there are soulmates. There's so many beings. I don't even know where to begin. And is it politeness that, what, are you not worthy of their friendship, or are you have too busy being strong that you can't talk to them? Or this birdman just gets taller and taller. He steps forward one more step, and then one more step, And now you basically are at, he's wearing boots, like cowboy boots now. He wasn't before. And your nose is touching the tip of his boot. And you are only an inch tall. I'm gonna feel your heart here. I am part of you, and let's look at this Birdman. Let's see what you know. See what this Birdman means to you. You instantly show me the image of you putting a gun and blowing your brains out. You show me that image. It's like, again, another control thing. It's like you'd rather not even allow this being access to you. You'd rather just end your life and communicate with this being. Why though? This being loves you. That's how severely you are not letting love in. You really heard about some things, and you really heard about some things, and it has to do with love, as in our classic Disney princess style love, okay? Love that is falling in love, okay? That type of love. And there's major unresolved wound here in your heart. I mean, no wonder you are doing this, because your guides are pure love, and pure love has hurt you. And so you can't let anybody hurt you anymore. And maybe you have found this tough stance to be effective. It's a good way to get through life, but it's covering up damage, and you have to let love in, okay? Okay, I'm gonna say it for you. It's something like this. You just scream it at the top of your lungs, like I'm gonna try to come up with the right words. Something like this. Where were you when I needed you most? It's just okay, but it's screaming, okay? It's like screaming in every direction. Where were you when I needed you most, okay? And it's coming out your heart and your throat. All right. What next? What do you feel like doing? You start to cry, and you just start to pound on his boots. You just pound, like you just you want to hurt him the way he's hurt you. That's what you're emanating here. And it's something like, because you weren't there for me. And then you're saying, none of you were there for me. None of you were there for me when I needed you. I don't want you to be there for me now. Why would I want you to be there for me now? You weren't there for me when I needed you. That's literally what you're saying. That's what this is. And you get a torch gun, and you start torching all of them. All of them. You torch them all. And then you say, like, I will put it all back the way it was, and then I don't have to see any of your faces anymore. I don't want to. I mean, that's what you're emanating. That's how hurt. That's the unresolved hurt speaking there, okay? We got to remember, guides represent love. So was love not there for you when you needed love most? Who was not there for you? Was it your guides not there for you? Was it a person that wasn't there for you? Who wasn't there for you when you needed love most? And maybe you don't expect the human being to be able to overcome themselves, but the spirit guide should have been there. Somebody should have been there that could have helped you, and you were alone. That's what it's like. You say something like, what did you want me to become? Some kind of freak. That's what you say. Because you point to the memory of the ugliness and how the wounds changed you and turned you into a monster or a freak or a weird person, kind of like a wounded person. A wounded person. Yeah. You point to that ugliness, and then you say, then who would ever love that ugly person? And ugly, we want to remember, ugly and wounded. It's not that you've done anything to actually hurt somebody, or it's this, they're not showing me that you're a conniving person. You're not a manipulative. They're not showing me manipulative, or they're showing me a deeply loving person that has been harmed by this world, okay? It's like this. And you say something like, I do not know how I am supposed to heal from that, what you've been through. You are really expressing that you do not know how you will heal from that. And what's good news is that you've gone through enough time in this process, you can't really go back, which is good. Which means that you can only move forward with being exposed to the many beings that love you. And let them decide if you're ugly or not. And what that means to them and what they feel inspired to do. It's pretty intense, I will say, because I can feel the emotion here. I can feel the rawness of it. Who are you angry at? Who are you actually angry at? Who? Is it a human person? Who are you angry at? Are you angry at your guides, or are you angry at an actual human person? Are you angry at yourself? Are you angry at your parents? Are you angry at... Who are you angry at? All I could say is there appears to be a few times, very specific times, where let's say you wore your heart on your sleeve and that did not end the way that you had innocently believed that it would. And it's almost like you trusted somebody that ended up not being someone you could really share so much with. Has that happened multiple times? And it's been heartbreaking what ended up happening from that. Doesn't just feel like recent history, it feels like something from your childhood as well. There's a reason why your inner child is like a military person. This isn't easy. I mean, you need major heart chakra healing, major. Cool news is you have lots of guides, you have lots of friends in the universe, you have many, 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 many faces, many beings that love you deeply, dearly. And the hurt that you've been through can be reconciled. You have to choose to be open to that. You have to choose to say, I'm ready now to let love in. Teach me how to let love in. You really should try to visualize 50 different faces, like 50 different faces. Give it to me. Like just experience 50 people, okay? See if you can do 100, see if you can do 1,000, that you're just starting to skim the surface. All different kinds of faces. You don't even have to exactly know what they look like, but you just experience 50 different beings there, okay? Good start there. And they're all there and they all care about you. Like really, 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 really sincerely care. And there you are in the center. You can visualize this. You can experience this. I mean, this is perfect. Any human being could benefit from doing this because we all have lots of beings that love us. I mean, this just goes to show you're one person. Every person has this going on. It's not just like one or two or three guides. It's like thousands of beings that love you that are here to support you. It's amazing. It's amazing. So you're experiencing 50 people around you and you're letting them help you. Question is, what do you need help with? You say something like believing that love exists. Say something like that. I need help believing that love is real, that love exists. It's almost like you know it does, but you want to feel that is real. You want to know it because you have felt it, because it became real, because it was unquestionable, undeniable. I'm just having the 50 just touch your body, okay? Just a hand on you. Just acknowledgement that they are here. The touching of you is important. I know it sounds kind of strange, but it's like a hand on the shoulder. It's just I'm here for you is what it represents, okay? And that telephone booth, it was representing you didn't want anybody to touch you, okay? So you need to think about what that means, what your relationship is with touch, and your guides touching you. Yeah, that's very sensitive. You you have one side that's flicking all their hands away and screaming, "Don't touch me." And I send waves of you to remember your guides are not touching you inappropriately or touching you. Their touch is actually genuine, pure, kind, loving, and full of gratitude. So you have to learn how to believe that is true, that your guides touch you with gratitude and love, not to hurt you, not to manipulate you, not to take something away from you like your very soul. It's just it's just a simple gesture that is, I am here for you. I care about you, okay? Guides love you, okay? You have so many layers. I mean, you really need to take some time to work through these layers because, oh, I mean, this one is really loud and hard to breathe through, but you snap and you it's kind of like, the saw blades that want to rip apart, or the screaming, or the you become like an alligator or something. Like your body becomes transformed into some kind of like a snake or a reptile of some kind. You hiss like a snake. And it's like, back off is what it's saying. Again, you have so much jammed up that it's just adjusting to letting the touch happen. There is so much in the way that is making this hard, okay? It's happening. Okay. I wish I could stay with this longer. I feel like we're getting you to open up. Your guides, it's like, what were the messages they had to share? It's not like day to day life stuff. I mean, it's a straight up message to see something in your own reflection, and an opportunity to work on you to develop a closer relationship with your guides, because they want that. And nobody wants to feel separated from their guides. The guides don't want to feel separated from their loved one either. Even though there's no separation, as human beings, we feel it. The guides can feel it too, because they can feel what we're going through. And so they can feel that as well, and they share in the experiences with us. So this is a really profound message, and I guess new beginning of something that you can work on. And it should be like kind of a special good thing. Like, okay, what I have to work on is allowing myself to feel loved today. It's like, boy, that's hard. That's real hard stuff. It is, for some reason. It can be very hard. So take some time to visualize, okay? Guides around you, just simply hand on you, just a gesture of, we're here for you. And then see if you can take it a step further and feel that they're sending love into you. Take it a step further. Start to explore what may have triggered this, okay? Insecurity. So that you can start working on healing it, okay, with your guides. Maybe this is what this is all about. It's time to start healing this stuff with your guides. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and I hope you all have a very wonderful rest of your day.